Hi, today we're going to talk about bridging the generational digital divide, enhancing digital inclusion and technological literacy among Toronto's elderly population. My name is Ana Cristina Elguera. I'm from Tec de Monterrey, and my team is conformed by Pritumi Patel and Dipansh Batra from York University.
Our project will be focusing on SDG Goal 10, which is reduced inequalities. We'll specifically be looking at targets 10.2 and 10.3. Target 10.2 is promoting universal social, economic, and political inclusion for all, irrespective of their status, and Target 10.3 is ensuring equal opportunities and ending discrimination by promoting appropriate legislation, policies, and actions in this regard. The term digital divide refers to the unequal access to technology which creates a division for certain populations in society. Our initiative of enhancing digital inclusion and technological literacy among Toronto's elderly population is aimed at addressing the difficulties faced by them in adapting to the use of technology. This project emphasizes on empowering Toronto's elderly with skills and resources needed to navigate the digital landscape. It helps recognize the barriers around IT literacy that old people encounter.
In alignment to SDG 10.2, our project tackles elderly social isolation through improved digital literacy, promoting social and economic inclusion. By imparting tech skills, we enable online job searches, remote work, and civic engagement, reducing age related economic disparities and enhancing political inclusion. Our project aligns with SDG 10.3 by addressing unique challenges for elders in adapting to digital technologies, promoting inclusivity in digital transformation, and advocating for legislation to ensure that no group is left behind in this digital era. In Canada, the digital divide, often seen as an urban rural issue, extends beyond broadband challenges in rural areas. Despite Toronto's high overall internet access, nuanced disparities, especially in social and economic factors, persist. Despite internet being declared as a basic service since 2016, ensuring reliable, affordable connectivity and addressing digital literacy gaps remain ongoing challenges. Despite 98% of Toronto households having home internet access, 38% experience speed below CRTC's 50 Mbps targets with notable disparities. Specifically, half of the low income households and individuals aged 60 and above fall below this benchmark. Additionally, 34% of households, particularly those with low incomes, newcomers, single parents, and specific ethnic backgrounds, express concerns about affording future internet home bills. Of the 2% of unconnected Toronto households, 50% cite cost as a main barrier. Additionally, 61% of these households report that the lack of internet affects their access to critical services and information. Individuals aged 60 and above, with the 95% home internet access rate, often lack devices for connectivity. Notably, areas like Humber Summit, Jane and Finch, South Parkdale, and Moss Park, Jamestown exhibit lower connectivity rates. In Toronto, 42% of those without home internet use the public library, contrasting with the overall rate of 16%. Households earning under $50,000 have an average of zero point 0.7 computers per person, below the national average of 1. Additionally, 15% of those less than $20,000 income and 20% of the individuals age 60 and above lack a smartphone.
So, why is it hard to bridge the IT literacy gap for elders? One of the reasons is fear of technology. Seniors experience technophobia, which can be intimidating and overwhelming, especially with fears such as online scams, privacy breaches, and cybersecurity threats. Another reason is limited exposure. Many adults grew up in a time when technology was not as prevalent. The lack of exposure to formal education, digital literacy skills, or training programs makes adapting to technology more challenging. Another reason is physical and health limitations such as arthritis, impaired vision, or motor skills, as well as the lack of accessibility features, which makes it more difficult for elders to interact with technology. Limited access to resources like computers or the internet prevents elders from practicing and learning. Disparities in resource allocation, such as funding and infrastructure, make it harder to provide comprehensive programs. Age related stereotypes, especially a perception that the aged are less capable of learning and adapting to technology, results in a lack of support for these programs. Some elders may be comfortable with traditional methods and resist transitioning to digital alternatives. Finally, traditional education systems may not adequately address the specific learning needs and preferences of older adults, making it harder for them to acquire skills such as using simple mailing systems, video calling, or browsing the web. Here are some personal stories and testimonies of the elderly from a research carried out by the Social Connectedness Organization in 2022 in Canada. Some of the challenges mentioned are physical barriers and disabilities, fear and anxiety, cognitive barriers, ageism and stereotypes, and financial barriers. Potential barriers to achieving SDG targets 10.2 and 10.3. A lack of acknowledgement of diverse capabilities and potential of elderly population may influence policy making and resource allocation, hindering efforts of digital initiatives. A lack of comprehensive policies and inefficient policy frameworks addressing this divide may result in fragmented efforts or failure to address root causes of this exclusion. Unequal distribution of resources for digital inclusion initiatives across communities may widen existing inequalities, with some having more or less access to IT literacy programs. Inadequate consideration of linguistic and cultural diversity in IT literacy initiatives may result in exclusion and hinder success of digital inclusion.
Now I'm going to talk about these strategies and solutions in order to overcome the problem of the digital divide. So, our first proposal is called Digital Literacy Training Programs, and it consists of recruiting and training volunteers that can teach uh, topics such as basic technology skills, online tools, and internet navigation. The idea is to host these sessions in libraries or senior centers. Our second proposal is called Mobile Technology Adoption. Um, it will ensure that seniors have access to affordable smartphones and data plans, and also it includes trainings um, of basic smartphone skills, video calls, message apps, between others. Our third proposal is community technology hubs. So the idea is to set up tech hubs in elderly dense areas in Toronto to offer affordable computer and internet access along with continuous support and training. And our last proposal is to create manuals. So they would be printed manuals that have uh, several information, including the introduction to technology, basic technology skills, internet navigation, messaging and video calls, internet safety and security, the benefits of digital literacy, between others. Let's unite to bridge the digital gap from Toronto's elderly population. Together, we can empower seniors to navigate the digital landscape, fostering connectivity, knowledge, and inclusion. Volunteer, donate, or spread the word. Every action counts in creating a digital inclusive Toronto for all generations. Thank you.